I got the surgery referral this morning. And my dog needs a hug. Come here, let mom hug you. Let mom hug you. I was gonna pick you up, but then I thought, no, I shouldn't with this hip. So, okay, she's gonna keep clicking buttons unless I give her something. Hold on. So, I went to the doctor. He decided that it's a tear, not a sulcus. Yay. And he, I have to eat all day. And it's like, what, almost 1 o'clock, and I've been up since 6. He agreed it was a sulcus. So one thing in the MRI that I didn't really think too hard of until later, after I'd made my last video, was that it says cam morphology predisposed to impingement. Didn't quite understand that at the time. And then doing more research into the night, I realized what that meant is I have basically a deformity in my femur bone. So we kind of think, this is an assumption, is that 2 years ago when I herniated a disc, it yanked my hip up. And now, mind you, the cam morphology, that is, they don't know really what causes it. It's just, I think my mom says it might run in the family, but it's basically the bone just doesn't grow in the correct shape for some reason. But what we think is when I herniated my disc, I yanked up my hip so hard that I lost an inch on my leg. And after the herniated disc, I constantly had this pressure building up in like my back at random over the last 2 years for like, I thought it was the herniated disc. Come to find out that it actually can be from your hip. If your hip is being agitated because it's in the right spot. But we think that when I yanked it, I moved everything. And so that deformity is, now when it moves, it's hitting the labrum, and it's slowly been causing damage and becoming worse and worse and worse. And then when I had to offload probably from my knee and onto that leg constantly, that probably didn't make it any better. The bursitis certainly probably didn't help. But yeah, so I should hopefully be meeting with a surgeon to discuss treatment. This doesn't mean surgery yet, but it might mean surgery in the future if he agrees to it. Because the only other options are like steroid shots to just mask the pain, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to continue to get steroid shots. Or like, PRP, which is just putting like blood platelets in and trying, and I'm like, no, I've seen my aunt do that, and while it might work, I don't have years, not with my job, to, continue to wait for this to heal. So yeah, hopefully I go in and we decide to do surgery. If I do have both things, that means we'll have to do a labrum repair, but we'll also have to possibly shave down the bone, which means I'd be healing from 2 things. Yay. So yeah, that's good. Finally something good. I actually got up and was like, can I hug you, to the doctor? And I was like, and I said, can I hug you? Is that allowed? And he was like, sure, why not? So I gave him a hug and said, and it meant a lot that, someone actually listened and believed me and didn't just dismiss me. I need to update my Yelp review on the last place I went to that told me it was just my pelvic floor. Yeah, so that was nice. And I brought my PT people who technically were the ones who diagnosed me. I bought them a giant plate of homemade cookies. The doctor's like, you didn't bring me, the doctor was like, you could bring me cookies. And I'm like, I didn't know if I could. He's like, I don't even know. He's like, I don't actually know the rules. And I was like, I'll sneak. He's like, you can sneak them in next time. I was like, yes, I'll just put them under my coat. But yeah, so that's good news. So it'll probably be another week or 2 probably before I actually talk to the surgeon, because it's going to be the weekend here. So they may not even call me to schedule until next week. And then who knows? My dog needs a hug. So do I. You know what? So do I. I'll hug you in a minute. So yeah, hopefully I'll get more news and hopefully getting surgery and getting to deal with this. And it makes sense though, because how the pain, I'm going backwards here, because the pain that I have won't always replicate. Like there's some areas that are always sensitive, like the back of the femur bone, which makes more sense now if that's got a deformity that's hitting. But like some people, to some days they could do emotion and it hurt. Other days they could do immersion and it wouldn't hurt. Emotion, and it didn't hurt, which could be that on certain days, depending on how my hip is sitting in its socket, maybe it was hitting that day and wasn't hitting it. I don't know. These are all just assumptions. But whatever it is, I got the referral. I'm going to see a surgeon. I'm going to move forward with this and then figure out who the fuck is going to help me out, because I don't have many people to come take care of me. Except my dog. She's licking my hand right now as I stand here. I love you, but you can't drive mom to PT. And you can't make me food. You can pick up my packages for me. All right. So, yay. Bye-bye.